Okay, so I've been at MyBinding.com 15 years, and in the early days, SEO was super easy, right? You just keyword stuff the page, you add all these tags, and I mean, it was all about playing awesome games to get more traffic with SEO. And unfortunately, I was kind of slow on the uptick, and it took me a while. And yet, the reality is that it worked, right? I mean, once I figured it out, it's like, okay, like all you got to do is just stuff those keywords, get them on the page, make sure that they're there, put them in the title tag. I mean, for a while it was like hide the text in the bottom of the page. Of course, I never did that. And essentially try to get Google to send you more stuff. And you know what? It really was too easy. And guess what? Google figured it out. So we've been playing this game with Google for years and years, where basically the SEOs are trying to figure out a way to game it so we can get more traffic, and then Google's trying to figure out a way to squash us. So, and they come down, and so that along comes the Panda. And let's just be realistic. If you've been caught up in the Panda, it's rough. So basically, this was one of their first major things, and they said, you know what, quality matters. And it really comes back to relevancy, which is what he was talking about earlier, but the reality is that they said, we want good quality websites, and if you're a bad quality website, we will punish you. Then they said, you know what, this is still not working. The SEOs are still gaming the system. So they came up with Penguin, and ouch, that hurt. Anyway, so if you were doing really active SEO and getting links, back in the day, suddenly these links could start to punish you. And like I said, it hurt. And then they came up with Hummingbird, and you may not be as much familiar with Hummingbird. It's not a punishment algorithm. Instead, it really was, I see it as like a turning point where Google is moving towards natural language search and relevancy, so that they understand the intent of a query more than they understand just what the query words are. So suddenly it didn't matter about keyword stuffing anymore. It was about, did you have the right intent and relevancy on the page? And that really brings us in a lot of ways to where we're at today. All of these algorithms have evolved, and suddenly we're in a place where in 2018 SEO looks very different. And in a lot of ways it's not about gaming the system anymore, because whatever you figure out how to game the system, Google will figure out a way to ungame it, probably faster or more painfully for you than before. So really we're back at this place where we're talking about user experience. And so all of my things, when I talk about what they work, I'm looking for things that are going to both improve the user experience and drive significant SEO wins in 2018. So the first one I'm going to say is site speed. Better rankings equals higher sales. Unfortunately, not always higher conversion rate, but sometimes. It really depends on how bad your speeds are and the experience, but it's going to yield a better user experience. And for most people, finding better site speed is actually not that difficult. Putting a good CDN on your site and using optimizations that can come with that in terms of image management, getting a tag manager and adding all your third-party tags and making them load async, and using page speed insights to find the wins, you can improve your site speed in a matter of weeks that will make a major difference. Another big win for 2018 is user-generated content. Figuring out ways to add uniqueness to your site without having to have somebody sit there and write. As well as, people are looking for user-generated content. And I'm going to kind of give two areas. One is customer reviews, and another is QA. One thing I'll say about reviews is I would say most sites that I look at, the reviews aren't really visible to Google. They're hidden in JavaScript behind a tab. So I would get them out in front of people and in front of Google. I would not hesitate to get QA and build it yourself. So if you got your product is on Amazon, steal their questions and answer them yourself. There's nothing disingenuous about taking their questions and answering them. Okay, so content. So we all know we need better content, more content to rank on Google. Users want content, Google wants content. I'm going to say that there are ways to hack content in today's world that are really powerful. One is either create video or take the video from your manufacturers and transcribe it and get the transcripts on your pages. That's a massive amount of content. Take the PDFs, spec sheets, make sure that all your recommendations are there. I was talking to somebody yesterday who has 2 sites. Combine your recommendations between your 2 sites and make sure you have more stuff for people. Keeping moving. Another big win today is link building. So it was that, in the era of Penguin, you needed a ton of links, and you still need links. Links are like the key currency in this world. And what I'm going to say is, for most online retailers, getting links is hard, and buying links is not acceptable because the risk is too high. So what you're left with is leveraging relationships. So what is your low-hanging fruit in link building? It's all about going to people that you support, charities, vendors, people who you have leverage with, and get them to give you a link. It's not that hard. You don't need that many high-quality links to rank today. And then the final big win, and this is kind of just like a side note, which is that the technical SEO stuff can make a massive difference, and most of it's not all that difficult to make sure you got it right and to fix it. So a couple of things that I see really commonly is like poor site structure. Like breadcrumbs aren't organized properly, that the way that the site is organized, that you don't have good linking, it's not a good hierarchy, that pages aren't indexed properly, or pages that shouldn't be indexed are indexed, like search pages, that structured markup isn't installed properly, so you're not passing the right signals to the right people, and all of that is the case. And so, figuring out those things, I highly recommend getting some sort of an SEO audit done, but not by like one of these technical agencies that just wants to send you like sell you like a massive package to fix your life for the next 6 years at $100 an hour. So I mean, I've done a few for different retailers, but what you really need to do is like have somebody look at your site and figure out like what's a roadmap. Like, what are the things that are like easy wins that aren't going to take you 100 years to finish, that you could like tackle yourself and put into your development plan? Or what are the things that you totally missed and that that you could implement today? And like a couple of them that stand out for me is like retailers that still have all of their product content on their PDP pages in tabs. So Google, by definition, discounts information inside of tabs because you have to open them to view the information. So when you land there, it's not actually visible. So you notice like Amazon, long form. Everybody's gone long form. Why? Because Google counts that information more. So why are we putting all of our information in tabs still? Well, it was a user experience decision from back in the day. Well, still, you don't have to get rid of your tabs. Just leave your tabs up there and just have them hyperlink down to the place, so it just jumps them to the place. So I mean, there's quick, easy wins that you need to look for and find in today's SEO world that will help you to leverage in a world where it's not all about playing games.